Hey guys, I'm here to explain to you the oil spill lab. So we're going to go through everything starting with number one, the problem question. So, hey, you should be putting your name on the document right away. You should be putting in the date that we're going to be doing the lab, which is going to be Wednesday of this week. And this is the oil spill lab. Remember, once you're done with everything on this, all the green stuff needs to go. Remember, all the green stuff is just the things to help you along with getting this done. So number one, the problem question says, how does the general independent variable affect the dependent variable? Go back to your scenarios document that we started off on back in the first days of school and look back at those definitions. Remember, general independent variable is what you're in control of changing. The dependent variable is the affect of that change. Research. What do we put in our research? We want websites, first off, that go along with the history of oil spills. You probably don't know much about it. Research some of the American disasters in terms of oil spills. Beyond that, the whole purpose of this lab is to use different materials in order to clean up different oil spills. So you have a list of materials in the procedure. Go through those materials, try to find out which one is good at soaking up oil versus soaking up water. So you're going to give me at least 3 websites that go along with those things, the history of oil spills, and then go through the materials and which material you believe is going to be the best material to clean up the oil spill. Number 3 is your hypothesis. If GIV is SIV, then DV will ID because hopefully that has resonated and you guys remember that. But all you're going to do is plug in those known values. You're going to plug in your general independent variable, plug in your SIV, plug in your dependent variable, and then give a good answer in terms of because. Like, why is it that you believe that cotton balls? Why is it that you believe the t-shirt, that the sponge, whatever material it might be, why do you think that's going to be the material that works the best at cleaning up your oil spill? Unlike your bubble lab, guys, I have a bunch of stuff done for you. Your materials necessary is already done. Your materials are all listed here. And as you can see through the webcam, this is all the stuff that's involved in the lab. Okay, you have your simulated ocean water here. It's green because New Jersey ocean water is green. We have our oil in a small 50 milliliter beaker. You have a 50 milliliter graduated cylinder, a smaller graduated cylinder for more precise measurements. You have cotton balls. You have t-shirt. You have sponge, you have pipette, you have a spoon, Q-tips, paper towel, gauze pads, and anything else we decide to add as this goes along. But these are going to be all your different SIVs, all your different things that you're going to be using to try to clean up your oil spills. Now, where is this ocean water going to be going into? It's going to be going into your simulated ocean environment, and that's going to be each one of your Petri dishes. You're going to do 3 trials for each one of the different materials. So you have 3 different Petri dishes. You're going to have a specific amount of ocean water that you put into each one of the Petri dishes, and you're going to have a specific amount of oil using the pipette, dropping in a certain amount of drops into each oil spill to physically clean up. Now, each one of those Petri dishes are here. I'm going to show you now in the procedural aspect about where you're going to be putting the information that you're gathering as you're doing all of this. You'll notice once again, unlike in the bubble lab, I do provide you with the procedure for the experiment. There are 10 steps, 10 detailed steps about what to do. Read those so you get a good grasp of everything that you have to do during the lab. Once you get your answers, once you do your trials, you're going to be plugging them into the data table here. You have 3 trials for each one. For example, we'll talk about paper towel. You'll do trial number 1. You'll put your ocean water into the Petri dish. You'll do 25 drops of oil into that Petri dish. You'll then use the paper towel, one of the 3 paper towels that you have. You're going to use that in any way you feel suit to try to clean up that oil out of the water. So you'll be dabbing at the oil, trying to get rid of it. And then at the end of your trial, you're going to look at your Petri dish and you're going to make a determination as a group, what's the percentage of oil still left in the Petri dish in the ocean water. Remember, the goal is not to remove the water and the oil. The goal is just to remove the oil. So you're going to take a look at that. You're going to write down whatever percentage oil you believe was removed from that particular Petri dish. That would be one trial with 1. You'll then take your second environment. You'll use another paper towel in that environment. You'll try to clean it out. You'll give another number for trial 2, another one for trial 3, come up with an average. And I put in a final column called qualitative observations for you to write down what you noticed while you were doing this. Remember, qualitative observations are different than these quantitative observations that we're making here. When you're done with the experiment, you clean up each one of those different things, put it into the sink, and clean up. Now, for the most part, guys, we're trying to keep oil and the materials out of the sink. So anything we can do by just putting it straight into the garbage, which we'll actually talk about in class, is going to be our main goal, to keep as much out of the sink as possible and more into the garbage can than anything else. So we'll be using paper towels on the side of the classroom to clean up our messes. Once we get all that done, guys, just like we always do, we're now going to graph our information. And I want at least 2 graphs. I want a graph for the trials, and I want a graph for the averages. So you'll create 2 different graphs. You decide what's best, a bar graph or a line graph. I'd probably say a bar graph would be best for this particular thing. And on Google Sheets, it does say a column chart. So it'll be a column chart that you'll probably be making. And then last but not least, you have your conclusions part. Remember, all this stuff is right here. All you have to do is answer those questions, and you're done. There's 6 different questions to answer. You'll put that all in there. We'll go over this in a more detailed manner in class later, but I figured this is a good way for you guys to get a good idea about exactly how to do the oil spill lab. And if you have questions, make sure you shoot me an email. Hopefully this helps you out, and I'll talk to you guys later.